Robert Meeropol was born Robert Rosenberg. He and his brother Michael are the sons of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, who were executed in 1953 after being convicted as spies for the Soviet Union. Robert Meeropol was a lawyer, author, lifelong social activist, and he founded the Rosenberg Fund for Children in his parents' memory. Now, the brothers are seeking a proclamation of exoneration for their mother from President Obama as he prepares to leave office, a time when presidents traditionally offer pardons, commutations, and the like. When we spoke with Robert Meeropol, he made it very clear they want an exoneration, not a pardon.
A pardon is an acknowledgement of guilt, and our point is my mother wasn't guilty. But beyond that, one of the things we've discovered as an ordinary private citizens going into this process is that the government doesn't issue posthumous pardons. So we had to go another route, and I think particularly for Massachusetts it's important because the model that we used was Governor Dukakis's proclamation on the 50th anniversary of the execution of the Italian anarchists Sacco and Vanzetti, that their trial was unjust and therefore their conviction should be wiped clean. And that was a proclamation of essentially exoneration. And that's exactly what we're asking Obama to do. And that points up another distinction. Dukakis never declared Sacco and Vanzetti innocent. We're actually not attempting to prove my mother's innocence. In fact, I don't know how you prove the innocence of a wife whose husband is involved in a secret conspiracy. How do you know that she was not involved? It's impossible. You can postulate, but you can't really prove one way or the other. But what we can prove is that her trial was a farce.
As you and your brother have said through the years, records from both the old Soviet Union and the United States government are questionable in many cases. What did agents write down that they really did or didn't know? You're suspicious of what you find.
You have to have a skeptical mind. You always have to cross-reference everything. In other words, you have to, if somebody says something in one file, you have to look how it corresponds with everything you know in the situation. And sometimes when there are contradictions, you end up throwing up your hand and saying, well, you know, you're never going to know. But I think the thing that makes us confident about declaring Ethel's trial unjust and her conviction and sentence wrongful is that it's not our claims. And that's another misconception, the idea that we're making certain claims. What we're doing, it's not our claim that the KGB files and the Americans' NSA files that managed to take snippets and decrypt those files, it's not our claim that those files state that Ethel was not a spy. Those files show that all KGB agents were given code names. Ethel was not given a code name. Very simple. Therefore, the KGB did not consider her a spy. It's not our claim that the Gringlasses, who provided the only evidence against her at trial, all oral.
And members of your family.
And members of my family. It's not just our claim that they perjured themselves. We can prove it because we have the grand jury testimony where they said one thing under oath, and then we have the trial testimony where they said the opposite under oath. So we know, and we know the prosecutors knew that. So we know the prosecutors used perjurers, the testimony of perjurers, in order to obtain a conviction in a capital case. And I can go on. You know, that's what's the story of the trial is the government's own papers demonstrate that it was a farce. So given that, what we're really asking Obama to do here is to nullify the verdict. That's really all. But once you nullify the verdict, we presume people innocent until they're proven guilty in a competent court. So I'd consider that an exoneration.
You have an online petition. It's attracted thousands of supporters. I know the White House has said when they set up a petition, if it gets 100,000 people, they'll take a serious look at it. You've had at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, no official response, no response of any kind from the administration.
Yeah, and whether we reach 100,000 or not, you know, we have a long way to go. We're still in the teens in terms of thousands, but the trajectory has been steepening, and with the election, the post-election, that's when this kind of thing becomes front and center. And so, you know, we're hoping to gather at least 50,000, but we haven't heard any official response from the White House. And frankly, we've just started the process. We've made our initial request. We have told them we're going to send them more material. We know because of the election that there's so much static from the election that we really don't expect to hear anything until after the election. And we don't take any offense whatsoever. People are busy with other matters, so it makes perfect sense. But we've started now because we're laying the groundwork, and we want to build public support for our position.
Bottom line, all your lives, you and your brother spent, and other things as well. You've had very productive lives. He was a professor of economics at Western New England University. You've been a lawyer and social activist involved in the Fund for Children. But what would it mean to you and your brother, your family, to have this presidential exoneration for Ethel Rosenberg?
It would be a dream come true. I mean, it would be something that I've contemplated ever since the Governor Dukakis handed me a copy of that proclamation many years ago. I thought, gee, wouldn't it be great if we could do something like this for my parents? Now, it's not for both my parents, but to understand the wrong that was done to us and our family would be a culmination of all this work. It wouldn't be everything, but it would be a very big thing. You know, I can't think of you can't bring my mother back, but if her experience can be used to save others, well, then that's next best.
Robert Meeropol, thank you very much for coming in and spending some time with us.
Thank you for having me.